Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. This bout is brought to you by Mark Nilsson of Nilsson Boxing in association with John Trethui of TM14 Promotions and proudly sponsored by Zapply and Gladius. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your area representative, Chaz Coakley. Your timekeeper at the bell, John Smith, and your third man in charge of the action in the ring, referee Sean McAvoy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he is wearing the all black. His official weight of 169 pounds bang on. He is a veteran of 25 fights, hailing from Costa Rica, introducing Jose Aguire. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the all yellow. His official weight of 166.6 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 9 fights, 1 draw, 8 wins, and 1 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Harlesden, London, England, United Kingdom, introducing Adrian, the ruler Redman!
Okay, lads, 6-round contest. Keep it clean at all times, keep yourself protected at all times. Touch gloves, here we go, good luck, lads.
Seconds out, round 1.
A warm welcome to you if you have just joined us. We are just four fights away from the main event of the evening between Andre Descalu and Carlos Mena, who will be competing for the WBC International Silver Championship belt this evening. This is round 1 in the meantime of a 6-round contest in the super middleweight division between Adrian Redman and Jose Aguire of Costa Rica.
Yep, Redman, the taller of the two, taking centre of the ring early in this contest, undefeated in 9 contests, looking to go 10-0 here against a very tough guy in Jose Aguire, 36 years of age, only won 2 out of his 25 contests, but it's tough and knows how to survive. So I guess this is not whether Redman's going to win this contest, but how he wins this contest.
Well, he's asserted himself very well behind the jab quite early on as Redman Denzel. I mean, he's going to certainly find a few openings behind that one.
Yeah, he set the jab really well, but like Spence was saying, it's how you win this one. And I think that's really important in fights like this. I mean, you have these guys in front of you and you can get kind of, complacent and think, okay, it's a walkover, I'm going to win, but you have to look good winning it in order to move forward. It's not a question of if you can win. It's just how, and you want to look good every time you're against, guys like this.
And that's a great point that you make there, Denzel. That it's not how you win this one, because he's expected to win this one, Redman. And Aguire is that guy that is very tough, very durable. So it's about being creative against these guys, setting traps, creating openings, and showing that you're above that level. He's going to get the victory here because. Aguire is that guy that comes to fight and to give you problems, make you look bad. That's a moral victory for him. Yeah. But for Redman here, this is about, right, come on, mate, do the job, man. Let people leave the York Hall Bethnal Green tonight. Go, did you see that, Redman? That was a great performance.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I think I'm right in saying the last time I saw him out here anyway, he left with a draw.
He did against Tom Ramsden back in October last year. He drew against him. And again, I think it was a bit of a surprise decision for us at the commentary table that night for Redman. We didn't quite expect a draw there, but, he's a slick operator, Redman. He's had plenty of experience in the sport. He took up boxing at the age of 21. He's now 35. And like Spencer said, he's won all 9 of his professional contests so far, apart from 1 draw.
Yeah, well, now is the time to deliver at 35 years of age. It's time to get a move on. You're coming off the back of the draw, then that's the kick up the backside you need to say, listen, like whatever you're doing in the ring, if you've got a little bit complacent, whatever you're doing in the gym, it's time to turn it up.
Most definitely.
Because time is not on your side, and if you're going to do it, you're going to do it now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think coming off that draw, he's out here with a point to prove, because I think I'm right in saying we all thought he won that fight.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We were quite shocked at the commentary table that night. I remember it well. We thought Redman had won it quite reasonably convincingly, but it ended up being a draw. We don't always see what the judges see, but I thought that was a solid start in the first round of this 6-round contest, Spencer.
Yeah, totally agree. There was a good start there from Adrian Redman. He done what he had to do. He went out there, landed a couple of good shots, got through with a couple of nice right hooks as well. But Jose Aguire is one of those guys that is very durable. You know, he's going to take that. You got to do something. You got to do something slightly different. These guys are built like that, where they know the 1-2 is coming. They know the 1-2 hook cross is coming as well. But they don't know when you take half a step back, come again, be creative, throw an uppercut from a different angle.
Corners, 10
Let's show us you got a little bit more to your game.
Seconds out, round 2.
Well, it's been an entertaining night here at York Hall with Nielsen Boxing and TM14 Promotions, proudly sponsored by Zapply. We are live on TalkSport, and we're in the second round of this 6-round contest in the super middleweight division fight between Adrian Redman and Jose Aguire. Denzel, those jabs have landed nice and clean through the guard of Jose Aguire.
Yeah, and he's landing them to the head and the body. He's put some nice jabs, some good 1-2s, and he's putting his shots together well tonight. He's throwing some nice jabs and whipping the right hand down the body, throwing 1-2s over the top. Defense is nice and tight. He's looked good so far in his first 2 rounds to me.
Yeah, Aguire there, pushing forward, falling short of a shot, and that's where Redman needs to make him pay. That's what he needs to do, to take half a step back out, make him miss, make him pay, because that's how you create the openings. Because if you look at Aguire here, pushing forward, hands held high, this is what he's used to. This is where he's comfortable, with the head on the chest, because he's not in trouble there.
And Aguire is not going to make it an easy night. We've seen a couple of signs where he's just tried to rough Redman up and kind of break his rhythm and break his style a little bit. And, you know, like you said, Spencer, he's comfortable with his head on Redman's chest.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's not in the danger zone there like that. He's covering up. He's using his lack of height to his advantage. You know, me and Denzel Bentley commented on that when we saw him in the corner. Like, he don't look like no super middleweight.
Yeah.
He looks like, you know, he looks more like a super feather, but, you know, he uses that lack of height to his advantage here, and it's for Redman to show us that he's got a little something else. Switch the attacks to the body, whip the uppercut short on the inside, create the openings.
I think Redman's hurt him with a few counters, but I don't think he's realised. When he has Redman on the rope, Redman throws a nice little hook or right hand, and I think like 3 times he's hurt Aguire.
Just like you said, that nice uppercut through the middle there, Spencer. He must have hurt you.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so, because that's what's required against someone like Aguire, where you're just there. Look, the shots are there. He's standing square on. The hands are up. They're covered for the hooks. He knows that. Switch the attacks through the middle. Take your back foot round the side to create the opening. Whip the left hook through the middle and up the middle. You know, that's all about creating angles. There you see him. As Aguire threw the shot, he countered at the same time, landed the left hook. And that's what it is. Build on that.
About 30 seconds left of the second round in the 6-round contest between Adrian Redman and Jose Aguire in the super middleweight division. Redman's found his range reasonably well, but Aguire has shown signs of him trying to rough Redman up and break his rhythm. And that's it, the last 10 seconds of the second round here. Redman's done well to keep Aguire at the end of his jab for the most part, but Aguire will keep coming and try and sit on his chest, Spencer.
Yep, that's his game. That's where he's comfortable. You know, he's showing that he's not just a punch bag here. He's going to throw some shots. He's going to try and get something out of this contest. But Adrian Redman controlling those first 2 rounds, working well. The jab worked well for him in that second round. He was spitting through the guard of Aguire. And there we see the switching the attacks to the body. He's just looking for the opening there, and that's where I'm saying he needs to kick his back foot round the outside, create the openings, and the openings will be there through the middle then when you throw the left hook up the body. and up the middle. Stepped around to the right-hand side and whipped the left hooks in. That's how you break the guard. Punching on the break there as well was very, very good.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out for round 3.
Well, we're just approaching the halfway mark of this 6-round contest in the super middleweight division between Adrian Redman and Jose Aguire. If you've just joined us, we are live on TalkSport with Nielsen Boxing in association with TM14 Promotions with our proud sponsors, Zaply. Ahead of the main event of the evening between Andre Descalou and Carlos Meunier for the International Silver Championship belt. Redman has made a good start in this contest, Denzel. He's found his range with his jab, but you know, Jose Aguire is not looking to make this an easy night for him.
He's not. Aguire's just coming back, trying to get his head in his chest and ripping the body of Redman. But Redman's thrown a nice solid jab. He is moving well. I think he's boxing well, to be honest, but Aguire's just not letting him have an easy night in there. He's not letting him have all his own way.
Yep, totally agree with that. The tough South Americans, they just keep coming. They're very tough to crack, very tough to break. And he's doing what he's set out to do here, Aguire. He's walking forward, he's staying out of trouble, he's making things difficult for Redman. I agree with Denzel, actually, that Redman's doing well here, boxing well, he's trying different things. You're seeing a little bit of creativity coming from him, which is always important. He's not panicking, look, just staying nice and relaxed on the ropes. Now what he's trying to do here is get Aguire to throw a punch and create the opportunity. So he's sitting there, he's playing what they call rope-a-dope, sitting there and just trying to look for that opportunity to come, just being patient, and that's important. That's good boxing IQ.
Redman was finding some good body shots off the ropes as well, but Aguire's just not phased.
Well, we're just over halfway through round 3 of this 6-round contest, and like Denzel said, Redman's found his range. He's doing well against Jose Aguire. Aguire's not letting up though, but Denzel, how important is it to get some of these tough fights early in your career before you start going for the big titles?
Oh, it's very important, man. It gives you a good reality about the game. I mean, not every fight's going to be a walk in the park. You need these tough fights, even ones that you're meant to win. You know, someone needs to just throw back at you, give it a bit of pressure, make you know how you feel under pressure, under the lights. You know what I'm saying? So not everything's meant to be just fun and games. So Aguire's giving him the pressure that he needs, but isn't winning around, if that makes sense. Yeah,
absolutely. He's enjoying it in there as well, Aguire. Look, if you look at him, he's like up on his toes, he's bouncing, he's smiling. He's just one of them opponents you think, like, that can steal your soul. Do you know that? When you hit a guy and you hit him with a clean shot, in the back of your mind, you're going, that must have hurt him. And then he smiles at you, and it's sort of like it takes something from you. Do you know what I mean? It's like someone's hit you with a combination or something. You just go, stop smiling, mate. Like you know when you land a shot and you think that must have hurt.
That must have hurt, and they just smile at you.
I'm not doubting my own power. That must have hurt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're in the last few seconds of the 3rd round of this contest. Adrian Redman landed a good few solid shots straight down the pipe on the chin of Jose Aguire. But like you said, Spencer, it's got to be slightly soul-destroying if Jose Aguire is still coming back, still smiling in your face. And I think Redman's doing incredibly well to keep his composure in there.
Absolutely, you know, it can be frustrating, soul-destroying, as I said, but Jose Aguire is sitting just feet away from us in the corner, and he doesn't even look like he's done a round yet. You know, he's been taking some big shots, he took some uppercuts, body shots. Just another day at the office. He's actually enjoying it. You know, someone that enjoys their job. You see them, you go, you look happy in life, you look happy in your job. This guy's a journeyman. They're not meant to enjoy their job. It's a tough way to earn a living. It's like he's having a party up there right now. He's loving life.
He is loving it. He is loving it, and I think the harder it is, the more he enjoys it.
Seconds out.
He's eating some shots, and he's like, come on, and he wants to feel punishment.
Yeah, there's something very kinky about that, mate. You know what I mean? That's a whole other conversation, that.
That's for a different streaming service, Spencer. Keep it clean on TalkSport, my friend. But
absolutely, it's just like, you know, everybody's got a different pain threshold. Yeah. And some people enjoy it more than others. Yeah, definitely. This guy really enjoys it.
Really enjoys it.
Probably a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Pain thresholds. Let's stick with that. We're in round 4 of this 6-round contest in the super middleweight division between Adrian Redman and Jose Aguire of Costa Rica. there's been some blows traded early on in this round, Spencer.
Yeah, there has. Aguire's pushing forward. He's, like I say, he's enjoying himself in there, but that's taking nothing away from Adrian Redman, who's really picking the holes in his defence here. He's whipping the shots underneath to the body, landing the shots as well, going through with some lovely short uppercuts. Nothing wrong with Adrian Redman's work here. He's doing everything he should be doing. He's just in with a very teak tough opponent at the moment that just won't break.
Just a skimming left hook off the temple of Jose Aguire from Adrian Redman. If he was just a couple of inches closer, that might have actually done some damage, but a clean right hand straight down the pipe there from Redman.
Yeah, through that lovely angle as well. He was timing, was precision was brilliant there. He just whipped it. It was like sort of a straight right hand that went up. He never even had time to turn the hand. So this guy's got a good boxing IQ, Redman, for sure.
And
I'm impressed with what I see.
And he'll take the shot onto he'll literally counter punch him with that right hand. He's now found that opening and he'll whip it in straight down the middle from close range.
Yeah, I think this is an improvement from his last performance against Tom Ramsden, where he got the draw. We all thought he was very unlucky to get the draw, but it's an improvement on that. You know, when you talk about that, sometimes that can be the kick up the backside a fighter needs. He seems to have done that. It's worked for him because this has been a solid performance by Redman so far.
Yeah, it's been a really good performance, man. A good shot selection, them counters. He's just taking the shots off the shoulder and come back with the right hand, whether it's straight or through the middle and an uppercut. He's found some good body shots and he's shown a good variety to his game. And yeah, it's a national showcase performance, especially with a tough guy in front of him that's making him fight.
Well, we're almost down to the final 30 seconds in round 4 of this 6-round contest. Adrian Redman, I think, has shown some variation in his punch power in this round as well, Spencer. He's kind of gone, not everything's been hard and snappy. He's kind of setting them up between some lighter peppering shots as well. What do you think? Yeah,
Prayer, you nailed it there. It's variation, and that's exactly what it is. You know, there's a nice relaxed movement around his work, the fluidity that you talk about that he's got there, switching the shots to body and head very well, you know, working the angles well. I've been impressed with this performance, if I'm totally honest, because, you know, it can be a frustrating night when you've got an opponent keep coming at you, smiling at you. You're whacking him down the middle, straight down the pipe with that right hand, hitting him up the rib cage as well, underneath the elbows, and the guy's smiling at you. You go, you're not meant to be smiling at me, mate. You're meant to be wincing at me, but he's not wincing, you know what I mean? So they could be tough guys sometimes.
Well, it's been a fantastic night of boxing so far ahead of our main event of the evening. We're just coming up to round 5 of this 6-round contest, Denzel. And like we were saying before, Adrian Redman has displayed some real skill in there this evening against a tough, durable Jose Aguire of Costa Rica. And we're about to go into the penultimate round of this contest. But Denzel, talk us through the replay.
Bonus 10
You see that lovely shot from
seconds.
Redman? He popped it out twice. Moved the way he came off the ropes as well. He just palmed his opponent's arms and just, you know, directed himself off the breeze and came with a nice double jab. I mean, listen, like Spencer was saying, that is good IQ.
And that's exactly what we're expecting to see in the final 2 rounds of this 6-round contest from Adrian Redman. He's had a tough old night of it so far, but this has been nothing less than entertaining. But beautiful jab there coming through straight down the middle, lined up a right hand that landed clean on the chin of Jose Aguire, but Aguire keeps coming, Spencer.
Yep, absolutely. Look, he's still there, Aguire. He's enjoying himself in there. You know, these are good opponents for development, you know, because he's just going to keep coming. He's going to, he's testing his character here as well, Redman, because we know he's got all the boxing moves and the skills, and, you know, he's showing great boxing IQ. He's showing good character here as well, because he's landing some big shots. He's not getting phased at all. He's sticking to the game plan, and that's important against someone as stubborn as Jose Aguire.
But when you look at the angle of from where he lands these shots, they're very awkward angles, like he's coming between the elbow and the wrist and landing on the chin of Aguire is Redman, and that, just like Denzel and you both were saying about the IQ that Redman has in the ring this evening.
Yeah, just picking the holes in his opponent. Aguire is one of them guys that, you know, he comes with a losing record, very, very tough, but he puts up a fight. And what I like about Redman is trying loads of different stuff. You know, and that's what I'm talking about. He's at the stage of his career, he's having his 10th fight, so it's still very much the apprenticeship stage that he's on. These are the fights that you learn from and develop you for the bigger nights, you know, for the Denzel Bentley nights, if you like. And he's got one massive one coming up on the 4th of April. A big fight for the WBO interim middleweight title. Great opportunity for you there, Denzel. We've got to get into that fight, by the way. As soon as we've seen this old stubborn Jose Aguire in there against Adrian Redman, we must talk about that fight. But I'm impressed with his performance tonight.
Yeah, so am I. I think Redman's movement has been underrated as well. I think his movement's been quality also. Defense has been good. The jab has been amazing, and the right hands, I mean, they've been pinpoint. Just as you're saying, Aguire, you know, a tough South American. I mean, it's making me think about my next opponent, who's also South American, and I'm getting a taste of how tough these guys are.
Well, there you go. There's a boxing lesson here for you tonight, Denzel, as we approach the 30 seconds left of round 5 of this 6-round contest. Redman's landed some real quality shots in this round, Spencer, but nothing is stopping Aguire coming forward, soaking up those shots, giving shots back. He's giving Redman something to think about tonight.
He is, and Denzel hit the nail on the head now. Now I know why he's here. It's this old South Americans. He wants a little flavour of it early, you know. He's in fight mode right now. He's in the gym, he's scouting, he's looking at, like, he's not looking at the style here, but he's looking more at, like, see how psychologically that he's looking at that side of things, how tough these guys are. Do they break? How do they break? It's just like, but it's true though, on a serious note, these guys are tough. That's where they come from. Like, if you look historically at, you know, the greatest pound fighters ever, they're South American. They come from that part of the world because they're brought up tough. This is the easy part for them. Yeah. You know, Denzel Bentley's got his opportunity on the 4th of April on that huge card. Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder, and you've got Conor Benn on there against Regis Prograis, yourself in this WBO interim fight. And what an opportunity, man. You know, at that level, you had it before, you fell short for the WBO world title, and now you're effectively getting the opportunity again. But it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no, 100%, and it should be tough. I mean, these are achievements that you live for, and if it was easy, I wouldn't appreciate it. So I'm happy it's been tough, and you know, it's going to make me go in there and really have to dig deep and want this. Like you said, I had it the first time, but the first time round, I just got picked as an opponent in the rankings. Now I've earned my shot. I put my way back into the rankings and become the mandatory, you know, opponent for this moment, and I'm relishing it, to be honest. I can't wait.
Yeah, massive night we've got there. April the 4th, and that is live and exclusive on TalkSport. And also on the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel tonight, we have Championship Boxing from the York Hall Bethnal Green, the home of boxing, where champions are made, the champions of tomorrow. And are we going to see some of those tonight? And are we watching one now? Adrian Redman, the undefeated Adrian Redman, against a tough South American, but doing a great job at the moment.
Absolutely. I mean, Aguire, we've said it before, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but he has not made this easy for Redman at all. He's tested him in a way that he perhaps needs testing, but Redman keeps coming back with those clean, straight shots straight down the pipe of Jose Aguire.
Aguire just tried to pull it on him there, and I like what Redman done there. He just turned it around and said, don't try and take liberties, mate, and then just put it back on him and put him back in his lane. And that was a good thing to do, because Aguire is like, they're the guys that you can't give any momentum to, because if they grow in momentum, if they grow in stature, they're very difficult guys to beat.
There's a beautiful right uppercut just landed straight up the middle there on the chin of Jose Aguire from Redman. He set it up nicely behind the straight shot, and now he's targeting the body. The variation in Redman's punches and movement has been absolutely outstanding tonight, Denzel.
Yeah, it has been. It has been. I mean, I can only credit him for the way he's boxed tonight. I mean, let's just hope in the last round he doesn't slip concentration and get caught with anything heavy, because Aguire is still swinging him in.
Well, he's stuck to the game plan so far. I mean, we're about halfway through the final round of this contest in the super middleweight division. And Adrian Redman has stuck to the game plan. He's stayed sensible. He hasn't taken any silly risks or anything. And he's boxed incredibly well tonight against an incredibly tough opponent, Spencer.
Yeah, he has. He has. He's shown a lot of character in there, and I like that. You know, he's a very, very tough opponent. These are the guys that you need to go through to get yourself prepared for that next level. So this is a good stepping stone for him. And he's come through with flying colours. It's been impressive. 50 seconds to go. Have to stay switched on. You know, anything can happen in these fights, but So far, so good.
Those body shots are landing so clean and stinging from Adrian Redman onto Jose Aguire. But like you said, Spencer, Jose Aguire comes from a tough part of the world, and this is probably the easiest part of his life.
This is the breeze in the park. This is the bit that he's actually enjoying. We've seen him sitting up there in the corner. The guy's smiling. He gets hit with a body shot and smiles. He gets hit clean with a big uppercut, smiles. You know, that's what they do. You know, that's their life. And he's just had a good night there. It's a good night at the office. All right, he's lost, but he's lost 23 of his other contests as well, with only 2 victories. So it's a moral victory for him. If he hears a final bell, he's given a good prospect, a good workout, and Adrian Redman wins every round on my scorecard.
Well, that was a lovely finish to the round, to the final round from Adrian Redman. His feet came alive and that loosened up, and it was lovely to see him just relax and enjoy the final moments. You know, this is looking like he's going to get the 10th win on his fight record tonight, Spencer.
Yeah, absolutely. Dominated from the opening bell. But what was more impressive, though, he showed us a little something. You know, he was showing us variation, angles, shot selection. He was being patient. He wasn't just getting drawn into a fight. Aguire likes that. That's what he wants. That's his game. But what he was doing there was he was feinting, picking shots, spraying shots to the body, coming over the top. Yeah, very, very impressed.
Well, it's been a sensational night so far with Nielsen Boxing and Tier 1 Promotions. With our proud sponsors, Zappling, we've seen the finest prospects in British boxing tonight ahead of the main event of the evening, which will be a super middleweight contest for the WBC International Silver Championship. We'll just go to our MC to make the decision of this fight final.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. Referee Sean McAvoy scores the bout 59-55. And your winner, still undefeated, Adrian, the ruler